What's up, guys? This is Manafest. Welcome to the I'm a Fighter podcast. This is episode number 12.
It's too late, it's my fate, I can't turn around. There's no fear in the mirror to hold me down.
What's up, guys? This is Manafest. Welcome back to the I'm a Fighter podcast, where we want to entertain, inspire, and educate. And remember what? A fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. I am in my studio today hanging out. I'm actually going to the studio, though, to work on, I think, which is going to be the last one or two songs for this new record, The Moment. Oh my goodness, man. It has been a journey. This is definitely my best record, like, for sure, because we put in so much effort. And there's just something when I'm writing a song when I can get really personal and it's like emotional and it just comes off in a special way. And I feel like that really happened for all the songs, where sometimes you can just be a little bit more robotic with it. I feel like this was just like super emotional. But anyways, in a couple hours, I'm going to be driving up to LA to work with my good friend Adam Messenger, who has produced and mixed pretty much all my records except for Fighter. He only did Human and Throw It Away. So we've had a really long time relationship. And I've just been really blessed, man, to work with that caliber of producers. He just finished working with Shakira. He's done Bieber, Chris Brown, Michael Bolton. List goes on of artists. And honestly, I come with ideas. I got some ideas. I got 2 or 3 ideas. One we've already started. And it's just amazing to see, he takes my ideas and just takes them to the next level, or he just finds things that I didn't see. Like, I had a pre-chorus and I had a verse and a melody and it was really good. We tweaked that. But then when we went into the hook, he was able to move it around and just change some things just to make it awesome. And I'm just like, man, this is so crazy. And what else is wild today, as recording this podcast, today might be the last time I go into the studio as a single married guy. What do I mean by that? I'm going to be having my first baby in like a week. So this will be the last podcast. I'm not a father. The next time you hear me record this, I will probably be a dad, or I will be a dad for sure, to an amazing little girl. And that just blows my mind, and I'm just so excited. It's like I keep saying to my wife, it's just like, this is the last time we're going to a movie together as just you and me. There's going to be a third person in our life. This is the last time we're going to have this lunch together, and there's going to be a little person in our lives. And we're just so excited about it, and can't wait to the next journey. We're married for 10 years, and I just, really felt like that's just the way we wanted to do it, and we don't look back on anything, and just so thankful for what God's done in our life, and just that we've been able to build something, and we're ready to bring this other life into our world and get to just bless her and teach her and show her so many of the amazing things that we've taught. So I want to jump into this episode and talk about what master procrastination, to get it done. Some of you out there procrastinate. I used to procrastinate all the time and put it off and put it off and put it off and wait. Wait for what? What are we waiting for? We're waiting for all the stars to align. We're waiting for everything to, work out perfectly. You know what? I'll do it when this is all set. I'll start doing that when everything is, taken care of. And you know what we're really doing? Procrastination is just making excuses. It's just excuses to not take action. And the number one way to master procrastination is to take action, to punch fear and procrastination in the face and just do it. Sometimes we let fear hold us back. And I talk about that in the Fighter book with courage, I think is the one, because I just talk about stepping out and starting. Because when you start and you start getting your hands into it, all of a sudden you're taking action and you're enjoying it, and the procrastination is just getting flushed out. One of my favorite quotes, I was listening to something the other day by Peter Daniels, and he says, procrastination is the graveyard of all good intentions. Yeah, you had great intentions to do that. I had really good intentions to do something, but then it never came around. You make plans. It's important to make plans. It's important to stop and to think and to dream and to vision. I'm all about that, setting goals. But there comes a time where you got to say, okay, we've got all the plans in place. We've got a list of action steps. Well, then we got to start executing them. There comes a time where you got to say, okay, let's go. And some people, and I coming from a Christian perspective, is like, oh, well, I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on God to give me the answer. I'm waiting for this to happen. Yeah, you're waiting on God. God's waiting on you. God's waiting on us to step out and go to the plate. Sometimes it's just fear, or we're scared of failing, or whatever it is. Who cares if you fall on your face? Who cares if you make a mistake? Who cares if you're going the wrong way? I've heard it say it's much easier to turn a ship that's moving than to turn a ship that is standing still. You can change something, you can't change nothing. When I'm going down a wrong road, and I have gone down a lot of wrong roads, it is a lot easier to turn around and change and course correct. What do they say about a plane when it's flying from one destination to another? So many times it's constantly course correcting as you're going around. But if you're just procrastinating and putting it off, you're not making any headway, and you're not learning either. And sometimes, when you take action, yes, you fall on your face, but a lot of the time you take that experience that you're gaining, like from all the mistakes that I ever made, when I took action towards something, yeah, it might have been the wrong thing to do, but you better believe I learned something from it, and then I took it to the next, thing that I was doing, the next dream or job or idea I had that I wanted to start it. I learned something from that, as opposed to just procrastinating and putting it off. Like, sometimes I talk to different people, I'd be like, oh, have you done that yet, dude? And they'd be like, no, man, I'm still just waiting, dude. I just haven't got around to it. I've been, watching TV, or just been, hanging out, doing this, like really not doing anything. And then they get all bummed out and wonder why they're not happy with their life, or they're not, their dreams aren't what they were. Their life just isn't what they want it to be, because they just keep putting it off, and they don't realize that, putting in the work and taking action is really going to free them. I heard another amazing quote the other day, and it talked about opportunities. And it said, it's amazing when the opportunity knocks and then you answer the door. Who is it that answers? It's work. Sometimes we just got to put in the work, and we don't always like that sometimes. I'm really thankful. I love what I do. I love recording this podcast. I love, writing music, and I love performing. Sometimes, I got to wake up really early. Sometimes I got to think, and I got to spend time, and I got to, put effort into it. But the reward when you've created something and done something and put it in, whether that's changing people's lives, whether that's monetary, where you're making money so that you can do great things with it, whether it's providing for your family, whether it's just helping people and just being fulfilled. Procrastination has never helped anyone. It's been the number one dream killer. And like I said earlier about good intentions, we all have these good intentions, but without action, it results in nothing. So I want to put that question out to you. What have you been procrastinating on lately? What have you been putting off that you need to do? I even encourage you right now to pause this podcast and write down what it is that you need to do, and then do it. And then come back to this podcast and keep listening. But, maybe you need to pause this and go make that phone call. Go do that item that you've been putting off for so long. Book that appointment, whatever it is, and do it. And sometimes I find I know I'm putting things off when there's certain things I need to do. But in my mind, it's like, oh, I don't really want to do that because it's not so fun. But then when I actually just do it and get it done, it frees my mind to do what I really want to do. Because let's just be honest, there's some things that we just don't want to do. But if we just do them, get them done, it is freeing so that we can do what we love to do and keep moving on. And I'm going to quote again my hero, Peter Daniels. He used to say when he was going to work every day, he'd keep repeating it under his breath. Do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now. And I even take that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I might sound crazy. I might sound funny. But it's just like, okay, it's like that self-affirmation. I'm going to do this today, and I'm going to get that done, and that done, and that done, and then go. It's just like, go. Let's just attack it. Stop thinking about it. Because sometimes I can get caught in this, like, syndrome of just, like, it's like overwhelming. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you set goals and you have dreams and it's like, oh, I don't know which one to do first, and I can get overwhelmed. And that's where you got to like compartmentalize each thing. And I'll say to my friends, or I'll say to my wife, or someone who feels like there's just too much stuff to do, I don't know where to start. And that's where you just make a list of what's important and then start on that number one. And then once number one is done, go to number two. And then once number two is done, go to three, and so on and so on. But don't look at the big pie so big, because sometimes things can overwhelm us, and then we just put it off because we just start to procrastinate because it just freaks us right out, and then we don't do nothing, and that's just not where you want to be. You got to do something and take action on it. But like when you look at it as the big picture, it can freak you out. I get freaked out. So it's like, okay, compartmentalize it. I'm going to do this one, then I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do this, and then it doesn't freak you out. And then when you start doing it, you start doing one, you start checking it off, it's like, oh, there's a freedom in that. And it's just like, okay, I'm getting things done. And hey, all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're closer to your dreams. And I don't know who it was. I think it was Dave Ramsey or Seth Godin I heard say, death by 1,000 cuts. And I think Seth Godin was talking about like, he's been writing his blog every day and writing something every day and releasing it. And he's like, nothing happened in the first 100, but, now I'm on my 10,000th, or it was his millionth blog post or something. I don't know how many he wrote. It wasn't a million. That's probably way off. But he was just like, man, death by 1,000 cuts. He's like, now that I've been doing this consistently for so long, I'm really starting to see the benefit, and I'm starting to see the impact. And that's definitely with me and with music. And it's just like, sometimes I feel like I'm doing something. It's like, is it really having impact? Is it really, working? Am I really getting anything done? But I realize after a long time, death by 1,000 cuts, it's like all of a sudden, wow. Like, it's just like, you got that shovel of dirt and you're moving that mound of dirt from one place to another. One little shovel doesn't seem like much at a time. But over a period of months, over a period of weeks, over a period of years, it's just like, wow, we've got something now. So I hope that encourages you on whatever your dream is, whatever your passion is. The key is to master procrastination and take action and punch that sucker in the face. You know what I'm saying? Get it done, get it done, get it done. I'm going to plug my book here, Fighter, man. If you haven't read that thing or listened to the audiobook, listen to it. It will help you conquer that fear. Courage, perseverance, taking action, willpower. Get it done today, and you're going to be stoked. You're going to be like pumped up. I'm going to be heading to the studio in a couple of hours to work on this record. If you have not pre-ordered it yet, do that, man. For $10, you get The Moment, you get the audiobook of Fighter, you get the Avalanche EP, and I think we get the ebook as well too. Plus, I'm going to be releasing some other free bonuses with that too, and super stoked to hear these songs. But hey, remember, a fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. And I know I got a whole bunch of fighters listening to this that got big dreams. I can't wait to start playing some shows. I think my first show is in April. And then we got a bunch of festivals and stuff. I can't wait. Please come up and say hi to me and let me know what's going on in your world and share your story with me. Please review this podcast and leave a comment, a question, and maybe something you want me to tackle in this podcast, you want me to talk about. I just love to hear from you because I do this for you guys because I love you and I want to see you win. And I've just been so blessed that people have given to me. This is my way of giving back. So keep going, keep fighting. The song I want to play right now for you guys is off my album Glory, and it's Don't Turn Away.
I got anthems, ain't talking handsome. Blood's on your hands, you wash and just abandon. I wanna talk to you, put God in you. In a non-threatening way, it's calling you. Stop walking, you what's stalling you? You falling. So I'll be the first to introduce you to the one that's trapped inside of you. Don't turn away, away. not the type to write just to go fight, y'all. I'm holding mics to light the fire up in us. Taking flights to heights is so ridiculous. I see lies coming out your mouths and such. Y'all selling it, y'all don't believe in it. Y'all keep yelling it, we start repeating it. Brainwashing us to fake and pose cool. I see right through you, right. So I'll be the first to introduce you to the one that's trapped inside of you. Don't turn away from yourself. Every time you buy into all the lies of the life they're feeding you. Don't play their game, it's not the way. Don't turn away from yourself. Turn away, you gotta listen. Don't play the game, it's all an acting. It's not the way. You wanna be real, following your heart's the only way you'll get it. Don't turn away, you gotta listen. Don't play the game, it's all an acting. It's not the way. Mr. Man, I got something to say to try to take me on in. I hear that alarming, gotta get ahead of the game. They keep calling in, I hear them following. Yo, they just bothering me from rocking in my dreams, all hollering. I make a choice and I live